The third Masterworks concert in the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra's Masterworks series features Yolanda Condonas's harp and Eugenia Zuckerman performing Mozart's flute and harp concerto. That'll be on the second half of the program, and in the first half we are featuring works by Stravinsky, his Dumbarton Oaks, again a commission, famous estate that was written based upon the Brandenburg kind of form. It's in 3 movements for 3 violins, 3 violas, 2 cellos, a bass, and just one each of each woodwind and 2 horns. And it really opens up like one of the Brandenburg concertos. But what's unique is his use of meter. Stravinsky is constantly changing the meter. I mean, you find things like 11, 11/8, all sorts of crazy combinations. And it's part of Stravinsky's neoclassical period, when after the huge orchestral canvases of those wonderful ballets, he kind of became a neoclassic and wrote these works. Then the main body of that program features a ballet, a 1-act ballet called Gien's Fan. Gien was a woman in the 1920s who had a very influential woman in society that had various soirees at her house, and she commissioned 10 very famous French composers to write a 3-minute work to be part of her evening of entertainment. They include Ravel, Ibert, Roussel, Milhaud, Poulenc, Ulrich, Schmidt, Florent Schmidt, and a couple of perhaps that we may not be familiar with, Ferraud, Roland Manuel, and Delanoy. Now, each of these contemporary French composers had very unique styles. Some are more towards the kind of aleatoric style, or even tone row, 12-tone writers, and then and she commissioned these works for chamber orchestra, and it was a 1-act ballet, all set to music by these 10 wonderful composers. So it's called Le Vental de Gien, Gien's Fan, and I don't think that it's been performed very often in its entirety. One of the downsides of doing that work is that the 10th piece, Florent Schmidt, he didn't abide by her request to just make it for 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2 horns, 2 trumpets, etc. He writes for full orchestra, and so it kind of blows you out of the water. How are you going to, maintain a chamber orchestra version and then do this huge orchestral version? So I think it was a little problematic. But so what we have done is we performed Florent Schmidt's version on the Square this past summer. So that's the 10th piece, and the other 9 we're going to do in our Masterworks series, so that we've covered it all. So that's our Masterworks 3 on February the 27th, 2009, at the Capitol Theatre, the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra, featuring Eugenia Zuckerman on the flute and Yolanda Condonasas on harp for Mozart's stunningly beautiful flute and harp concerto. There aren't too many flute and harp concerti around. I mean, it's a great combination, and it's just a real audience favourite.